What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. Alright, so I'm sure you guys have seen these images floating around the net by now. Hunter Labrada and Stuart Sutherland both did a guest posing at the Emerald Cup this past weekend, and I think both Stu and Hunter had really good showings here, especially Beef Stu. He looked fantastic on stage, and he looks very much on point at 3 weeks out of the New York Pro. But the word going around online is that Stuart Sutherland really held his own against Hunter Labrada at this guest posing. From the front double bicep shot here, Stu does look like he compares very well to a guy who placed 4th at the Olympia in 2021. And I agree with that sentiment. I think Stu does size up quite well to Hunter in the front double. But you gotta remember, guys, that's just one shot. There's 7 more mandatories that need to be considered here. Stu is also 3 weeks out, so his conditioning is a factor as well. But look, we really don't know how well these guys compare until we see these guys on stage together at a show, if we ever do get to see that. But this does make for some interesting conversation. And this does put Stuart Sutherland on a lot more people's radar. And actually, all of the pictures and video from this guest posing was posted or reshared by Stu, and Hunter actually didn't share anything to his social media outlets about this. And I mean nothing, you guys. Not one picture so far. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well. Now look, I don't think that means that Hunter feels threatened by Stu. That's not what I'm saying here. But to not post anything and not get that exposure, I did find that a bit strange. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of Beef Stu and Hunter Labrada at this guest posing. Alright, next up, we have a check-in from Kerrith Bajjo at 3 weeks out of the New York Pro, and Kerrith really looks amazing here, you guys. We know he's been very lean for weeks now, and for Kerrith, it's all been about bringing out those little details, making sure he's on track to nail his peak, and so far, he definitely looks like he's on track. You can tell he's just starting to show signs of really flattening out at this point, which I'm sure is exactly what he's looking for. But even with that being said, the proportions are really coming through as he continues to dial in. The midsection is very impressive. You can see striations in the teardrops from the front and the quads from the side. His back lat spread is ridiculous. His lats insert so low and he's got great lower back development. He really does look wide as a house. And that signature hard graininess is still there. Just overall, a very impressive update from Kerrith Bajjo. So make sure you go follow Kerrith on his YouTube channel. He's been posting regular content over there for the Road to the New York Pro series that he's doing, and I still say that Kerrith Bajjo is the favorite to win this one in the 212. Alright, so there was a lot of controversy that came out of a guest posing that featured Michal Krizo this past weekend, specifically because of accusations made online about a photoshopped picture of Krizo. So for those of you who may not be aware, Michal Krizo guest posed at the NPC Bulgaria over the weekend. And before we look at the image in question and Krizo's response, I think that Krizo actually looked better during this guest posing than he did at the last guest posing he did a few weeks ago. He's also 8 weeks out of stepping back on stage. Krizo is planning on competing in the Empro Classic in Spain, and I definitely think he looks on track here. His conditioning looks really good for 8 weeks out. I think he's still letting his midsection go a bit too much in some shots, but overall, I don't see anybody beating him in Spain so far. But look, these are things that are expected of Krizo. Krizo looks huge. Of course he does. He's a mass monster. He's got arguably the best arms in the IFBB right now. So when this image came out of Krizo, where there appeared to be some photoshopping done, specifically right near the quad where this carrying case is, and it looks unshapely and warped, honestly at first, I was looking for answers as to why this wouldn't be photoshopped. A wide-angle lens maybe on a camera, or the box was damaged, Because at face value, like I said, Krizo is a mass monster, one of the biggest out there in the sport. Why would one of the biggest guys in our sport need to Photoshop anything on himself? In fact, Krizo initially responded on his Instagram story where he said that the image wasn't Photoshopped. As you can see here, he said, "I didn't do any Photoshop. I shared because I liked the photo. That is all. I'm actually a 20-kilo midget. That is all. Thank you for your understanding," in typical Michal Krizo fashion. Now, he also posted a screenshot from the photographer saying that he didn't Photoshop it as well. But when I looked this morning, Krizo actually did post on his Instagram the original image that was taken, and he said that this was indeed a Photoshopped image, and apparently the photographer did Photoshop this image. You can see Krizo captioned this photo, "Okay man, send me original photo. Are you done with your hates? I think this is my profile and I can post what I want." And actually, I looked a little bit further, and when you look near the top of Krizo's shoulder as well, the curtain behind him looks a little bit warped too as compared to the original image. Now, that could just be because of the effect of the filtering used, I really don't know, but he does look a bit larger in the shoulder and arm in the photoshopped image as compared to the original, I think anyway. Obviously, there was some color depth added to Krizo as well, but the fact of the matter is that Michal Krizo got caught with a photoshopped image. He admitted to getting caught with a photoshopped image, but the thing of it is, Krizo doesn't need to have anything photoshopped. This guy is one of the best bodybuilders in the world. He finished 12th in a stacked Olympia lineup at his Olympia debut. He's won 5 international Arnold Classic titles. So at the end of the day, do I think Krizo asked the photographer to edit this image? No, I actually don't. He doesn't strike me as the type to do this on a regular basis. And the video footage he does post on a regular basis, I think is on the level and very telling of his actual size, because he is massive, right? Now, do I think this is going to hurt him with the fans long term? Again, no. I know fans don't like this kind of thing, we really don't, but we especially don't like when athletes don't own up to it. Krizo did own up to it here. Let's just hope that we don't see it again. I think the fans would probably turn on Krizo more so if it happened again. So look, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this one. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.